Welcome to Slayer the Alchemist, where we discuss all things heavy metal and hard rock. On today's episode, let's discuss the Kings of Metal, Manowar, and their album titled Kings of Metal. I can't think of a band more deserving of a title like this. In one of my older videos, I mentioned that I don't like when bands sing about heavy metal. The exception to that rule for me is Manowar. They just do it with such over the top aplomb, no apologies. You have to respect it. I just love the whole battle, Conan, Lord of the Rings vibe to all this. And I mean, when I was getting ready to make this video, I was thinking, what do you consider Manowar? Say, okay, traditional metal, but they're also epic metal, they're battle metal. And as I was listening to this record, it really made me realize how influential they were too on power metal. I really didn't, I've always just kind of put them square in the box of just straight ahead classic, all the things that are great about classic traditional metal. But as I listened to them, it really heard some things that I've heard in later power metal bands like Sabaton, for instance, the whole thousands of warriors chanting in the choruses and just the whole battle epic vibe to a lot of their stuff. And man, is this ever a fun record. Released in 1988. It's the sixth studio album from the band. And it features Eric Adams on vocals, who has just a classic heavy metal type of voice. Ross the Boss, this would be his last album with the band, on guitar. Joey DeMaio on bass, and Scott Columbus on drums, who would leave after this but then come back in the 90s. The album is produced by Manowar and Jason Flom. And it's interesting because, it says it on here. It says it on the full digital recording, which is pretty interesting considering this is 1988. It was something that they were bragging about. And on the vinyl, it says on the label, it says digital in big letters, on both sides of the record. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Manowar kind of cutting edge at that time to be recording full digital. And the album sounds fantastic. It's super big. It's super punchy. This is on Atlantic Records. I was also surprised. I didn't realize Manowar, just never really paid attention. I didn't realize that they were on a big label like Atlantic. And it sounds like they spent a lot of money on this. I mean, there's choirs and all kinds of stuff going on. The production is just absolutely huge, man. I mean, it just totally fits Manowar. You got to have a big, powerful, strong production, and you get that all over this. The guitars sound great. The drums are just absolute cannons, thundering through these songs. And so many of the choruses, when the choruses kick in, there's just thousands of dudes, thousands of warriors with their swords in the air chanting along, and it just makes it sound so epic. And usually when I'm getting ready for videos, I'll listen to an album like when I go out for my walk on Apple Music, but then I always try to give it at least one or two spins on vinyl. And usually right before I make the video, I listen to the whole record in my room here. And I got to tell you, more than once I got up and turned the volume up on my stereo. And I don't do that for every band, but this is just the type of music that you want to crank it up. You could say kind of the imagery and everything that they sometimes go for is a little bit corny, but they do it with such, it seems 100% genuine, and you got to respect that. I mean, it's a little bit Spinal Tap at times, but man, you got to respect the way they go about this whole thing. The album cover is awesome. Ken Kelly, who also did Rainbow Rising, Kiss Destroyer, Kiss Love Gun, and he did some of the other Manowar covers, I believe. So just a fantastic album. All right, so the album opens with, get my notes here. The album opens with Wheels of Fire, which, just so you're not thinking that Manowar is going to be stuck in medieval times. Here's a song about the tearing up the road on a motorcycle. It's even got, burning motorcycle revving up and burning rubber here at the beginning of the song. It's fast, it's aggressive, it's super cool. Kings of Metal, All I got to say with this is I'm going to quote the song "Other bands play, Manowar kill." That's just a great line. I think I did a video on like great lines from metal songs or something like that, and this was one of them because that is a great line. And again, you would think it's a little, it might be a little cheesy, but they just deliver it with such confidence that you got to respect it. All right, Heart of Steel. I absolutely love this song. It is a true metal ballad, but not a ballad, not a love ballad. This isn't the Scorpions here. This is for straight up for the dudes, especially ones at a European metal festival with their horns in the air and stuff like that. I mean, this is the song that you want to play as you're on your horse, getting ready to head into battle, kissing your fair maiden, who you may never see again. Music to play as you're getting ready to storm a castle. When the alchemist passes away and they put me in the wooden boat, light it on fire, and send me down the river Styx, I want this to be blasting in the background. I just absolutely love it. This was the first one where I got up and just turned my stereo up. When that chorus kicks in, it's so mighty, it's so majestic. It just puts a smile on my face. I love it. Sting of the Bumblebee. It's a bass solo on off of the Rimsky-Korsakov Flight of the Bumblebee. A little bit silly, a little bit over the top, but hey, it's Manowar. You're not going to get some sort of textural, moody bass solo. It's got to be on 11 all the time here, totally over the top. So I guess it's fun. The Crown and the Ring, Lament of the Kings, is the dramatic Phantom of the Opera church organ and choir intro. And then Eric Adams comes in with those vocals, and there's like a choir, again, responding to him. I just love that this is all over this record. Choirs, there's some like bells, like tubular bell type of thing, orchestral bells, going on through the whole song. It's just so dramatic and epic. Maybe the ultimate warrior gang vocal choir. I mean, it just sounds like they went back in time and got a whole bunch of guys together. We're just getting ready to go into battle, and they got them to chant these things. It sounds so good. I love it. And I love the line in it: I pledge you my sword, and to no man I kneel. Ours is the kingdom of steel. Man, this album is just full of great, absolutely fantastic one-liners. Okay, so I don't know if you noticed here, I have a new microphone. I'm trying out this new microphone, see how it works. All right, side 2 opens with Kingdom Come, chugging power chords. What's interesting about this is this one's in a major key, but yet it still sounds powerful. It still packs a big, huge punch. This ain't no LA metal here. This is still firmly rooted in, fist in the air, horns in the air metal, but it has a very sort of uplifting major key feel to it, but it totally works. That's kind of what I like, that Manowar is not afraid to sort of slip out of character every now and then. Like the first song, it's about riding a motorcycle, and then we're back to swords and battles and stuff like that. Hail and Kill, epic intro with like an Iron Maiden like guitar melody thing at the beginning, and then it drops down into that classical acoustic guitar thing, very gentle, minstrel like, and then it heads into the fast driving metal. All right, then the Warrior Prayer. Grandfather, tell me a story. And then this is 4 minutes and 20 seconds of just storytelling. Who else would do something like this and make it work like this? It is so cool. There's all of these sound effects in the background, galloping horses, thunderclaps, guys, battle cries and stuff like that. And it is just so cool. Only Manowar could get away with this. Who else would have the balls to do something like this? 4 minutes and 20 seconds of just storytelling. The only thing that may have put it over the top is if maybe they had Gandalf, Sir Ian McKellen doing the grandfather voice. As it is, I looked up to see who the kid and the adult was in the speaking parts here, and I guess they were people that were in the choir that were singing along here. But I think his voice, having Gandalf's voice in this, just would have just completely taken it over the top. But the end there, when they do when he asks, who were those 4 men? And he answers, they were the Metal Kings. And then it goes right into the last song on the album, Blood of the Kings, which is the big, epic album closer, 7 minutes and 29 seconds. Takes us right into battle with galloping riffs and soaring vocals. I love the way they ramble off some album titles from previous albums here. Sing with the battle hymns, Into Glory Ride, Hail to England, The Sign of the Hammers, Our Guide. Love it. They even do a shout out to a bunch of countries on here. I gotta look at the lyrics here. Let's see. Our armies in England, Scotland, and Wales, our brothers in Belgium, Holland, and France will not fall. Denmark, Sweden, Norway, Finland, Italy, Switzerland, Austria, back to the glory of Germany. I love it. Oh man, it's just great. And this is another one where it just sounds like there's just thousands of medieval knights, warriors chanting along in the choruses here. And nobody does this better, in my opinion, than Manowar. Hey, I'll put Manowar versus Sabaton in on a battlefield, and I'm putting my money on Manowar because they do this so well. And I also got a comment, I forgot to mention this, that on the albums do this, the back side here, it's got all the credits and stuff, and it stays epic. Not only is the whole album epic, but even the credits, the thank yous are epic here. They give credits to the Digital Death Squad, the Arms Supplier, the Vanguard of the Elite, the Magnificent Soldiers of Death, the Ladies Auxiliary, the Faithful, Above and Beyond the Call of Duty, those who wish information or merchandise. Even the way they say that is just fantastic. Promoters of war around the world. Those who made our stay in Chicago one hell of a good time. All right, there's the Rockery staff, the Thirsty Whale staff. Man, it's just this whole album is just fantastic. And as you can see by the smile on my face, I thoroughly enjoyed revisiting this record. I'm kind of surprised I haven't done any Manowar before this because they really carved out their own corner of the metal world, and they are just metal 100% pure through and through, and they are proud of it, and I totally love it. I've never had a chance to see them live. They don't play in the US that often, and they don't seem to even tour that often, but I mean they are just legends. They're the kings of metal. Nothing else to say. So all right, there you go. Manowar, Kings of Metal. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below. Till we see you again, stay heavy, stay metal.